Welcome back to WagerTalk.com. I'm Marco D'Angelo, joined by John Marks. You know him better as at NoJokeNHL on Twitter. He is our resident hockey expert. And, you know, John, I got to say, we were saying just before we came on camera, I should be ashamed of myself not being a bigger hockey fan growing up in Pittsburgh. I mean, for a small market, you go back over the years, Pittsburgh's had its share of great hockey players. I mean, Mario Lemieux, Yager, you know, now we got Crosby, I mean, Malkin. It's just, I'm spoiled, I guess. I just don't even take advantage of that.
Yeah, I mean, they've certainly done everything they could to try to attract you to hockey. I mean, they've plenty of winning seasons, a few cups, you know, like I said, with Super Mario. Yeah, plenty of solid hockey. So, yeah, there's no excuses there.
No excuses there. Well, one of the excuses was they finally got a new arena, but I moved to Vegas before they got the new arena. The Mellon Arena, Civic Arena from the old day. I mean, that was the oldest building, I think, at the time whenever they finally got their new one, the oldest building in the NHL. It was not fun there, going up on the hill. But let's go to futures here. And, you know, at this time of the season now, we're a few weeks into the season. You got a handle on teams. Obviously, there's going to be teams that are playing much better than people anticipated. There's going to be some teams that are playing not as well as people anticipated. And sometimes with those teams, you might be able to find a little bit of value if something went wrong at the beginning of the season and now everybody's sour on them, and you might have spotted something or a change that might send you to the windows and grab a future bet, and that's what we're going to look for. You got any of those?
Yeah, I certainly do, and it's kind of an unusual. You talk about getting off to a bad start, and with the Columbus Blue Jackets, things couldn't have gone more horribly wrong in the beginning of the year. Start the year 0-8, fire the head coach. They end up bringing in John Tortorella, ex-Rangers coach, took them very far in the playoffs. He went to Vancouver for 1 year, did not do very well. Players disliked him. He's one of those really tough, hard coaches that either players really love to play for because he gets results, or he gets under their skin and they run him out of the building. And so they bring Tortorella in, and since that time, they get the 0-8 start. They've gone 4-4, and they're a little shaky. Like I said, they're learning a new system and so forth. But the best part about this is they opened the season with really high hopes. They closed the season very strong last year, won I think 11 of their last 12 games at the end of the year. Didn't make the playoffs because of injuries and so forth. They have a very solid team. Sergei Bobrovsky in goal, a Vezina winner a couple of years ago. So very solid there. They picked up Brandon Saad from the Blackhawks. So they have a lot of talent there. So it was really unusual they went 0-8. Well, the thing is, they opened up the season at about 25-1 for the Stanley Cup, and about 11-1 for the Eastern Conference to go to the Stanley Cup. But that 0-8 start is basically they just free fall all the way down to 80-1 for the Cup, and now 33-1 for Eastern Conference. Part of the thing why I like the Blue Jackets, I mean, people go, yeah, well, they, horrible record, and I'm sure the trends and so forth out there say that they're not going to be a solid playoff team. But if they can make it in the tournament, if you're getting 80-1, and they just make it in the tournament, you certainly have some hedging material, in the early rounds to try to get at least your bet back that you laid out there. And part of the reason why I like it is they play in the Metro Division. In the Metro Division, the better Eastern Conference. In the Atlantic Division, you have Montreal, and then you pretty much have everybody else. So right now, the second and third place team behind Montreal, if the playoffs were to start today, they're tied with the final wild card spot, for the whole Eastern Conference. So they're basically riding in there. Tampa Bay would be out of the playoffs, which is kind of unusual for them. So I think they're having a little slump year. And so I honestly think that the two wild card spots, besides the six divisional winners, the top three from each division, are going to go to the Metropolitan Division. And so basically they just have to oust teams like Carolina Hurricanes and the other Carolina Hurricanes, the New Jersey Devils, and so forth. And matter of fact, right now, those teams are, even though they're better, higher in the standings, they're below them in the Stanley Cup Futures. And so I think this is a really solid team with a lot of talent. I think Tortorella is going to turn it around, and I think they're going to get in the tournament. Like I said, they may be a 7 or 8 seed. I can't foresee them, knocking off Rangers or Washington or Pittsburgh, for the Metropolitan Division. But at the same time, like I said, if they can knock these lesser teams out of the way, they're going to be battling for those 7 and 8 spots. And then, like I said, at 80 to 1, if they make it to the tournament, that's a good ticket to have.
All right, well, there you go. Well, check out No Joke over at wagertalk.com. You can get his hockey selections every day. We got a special offer. If you want to jump on board, we got an introductory offer. You can save 50% off of his 30-day package. Just go to wagertalk.com, enter coupon code NoJoke50. We'll take 50% off his monthly package, and you'll be able to pick him up for 30 days and see what he's all about, making you money in hockey. That's it for this video. Be sure to check out all of our other videos available, NFL, college football, college basketball, and now hockey as well, over at wagertalk.com.